People will ask, what is clay? And it's a really good question. It can be anything and it can be nothing. At the start, clay is just a mixture of ground up rocks and water. People used to go down to the riverbeds and dig in the muck in search of clay. But until you put the clay in the hands of a potter, it's useless, purposeless, lifeless. To go from useless to useful involves a few steps. First, the clay must be centered using consistent, gentle pressure from the outside. This provides a solid foundation to create something beautiful. But with only outside pressure, it's simply a lump of clay. It needs pressure from above so that it can be formed into something useful. Now, when there is pressure from the inside matched with pressure from the outside, something really interesting happens. Growth. The potter draws the clay upwards so that it can become something unique. There comes a point when the piece needs to be trimmed and excess clay needs to be taken away. Looking at it, you may not even realize where it's being weighed down. But the potter knows how to refine it and can trim away the excess that gets in the way. At this point, the piece could become almost anything. As he shapes the piece, sometimes there's so much internal pressure that it can feel overwhelming. And then there are other times when there's quite a bit of pressure from the outside, and the piece probably feels as though it's going to be crushed. But the potter knows what he's doing. Even from the first rotation of the wheel, he knew what his piece of clay would become. Often you can look at pieces and see that they were made by the same potter. They fit together almost like a family, but each one is special, designed for a specific purpose. It might be obvious, but sometimes it needs to be said. The pieces don't make themselves. They didn't get here on their own. They were dependent on their creator to take shape, to be molded and shaped into something useful, purposeful, unique, and beautiful. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of your own doing. It is the gift of God, not as a result of works, so that no man may boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them.